Peace, 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 love, prosperity, abundance, self-love, self-care, wisdom, knowledge, patience, understanding, all the four corners of the earth standing. There's a fly in my room, and I don't know how this fly got in here. So, if you happen to see something go like that, it's a fly. I think I just seen it. I had my window open, and somehow they still got in here, and that was my fault. I shouldn't have opened that window. I had saged my house, and I had to cleanse my house. I had a few people come over, and I had to sage and make sure the house is clean before my son returned home from his dad. School just reopened. Thank you for always watching my videos and grand rising and we are rising to the top. Now, if you're going through awakening, or you might be going through the awakening, but you don't know that it is the awakening. And I'm going to give you just maybe one sign, or maybe two signs that indicate that you're going through a spiritual awakening, or you are about to embark on your spiritual journey. That is one. You start asking yourself why God allows bad things to happen to good people. I'm coughing a little bit. I have hearts in my mouth. I was coughing a little bit, so I had hearts in my mouth. You will ask yourself, why God allow bad things to happen to good people? And that's one of the questions that you ask yourself. And then you ask yourself, why is it that God doesn't intervene in, you would say, the evil? This is a person that's starting the awakening. These are some of the signs. You ask yourself, why God allow bad things to happen to people? And second, you might ask yourself, why God doesn't intervene in the evilness that's going on in this planet? Especially, the scripture talks about how we should allow children to be free, allow the children to live, allow them to come get closer to God. Meaning that God loves children so bad, but the people that God created are killing children, are hurting children, are destroying children. You start asking, these are just two questions that will go through your head. You start asking it. You start asking, and I'm here to answer why bad things happen to good people, and why God doesn't intervene in our affairs. One, the reason why God doesn't intervene in our affairs is because we chose to do this. I know, oh my God, this ambulance. I had to pause the video because the ambulance is ambulancing. I can still hear it a little bit further down. But yeah, God doesn't intervene because you chose it. You chose this life. You chose your gender. You chose your race. You chose your mother. You chose your father. You chose the family that you want to be born into. If you haven't reached certain level of consciousness or enlightenment, what I'm saying to you right now will not make sense. But as you proceed on your journey, as you continue with your journey, it will make sense. That's why the scripture says that God is all-knowing. Just that part. See, the English language, I've learned to understand that a lot of us are selective readers, selective listeners, meaning you can say a whole sentence or a statement and they will pick one word because that's what they wanted to hear, and that's where they will focus at. God let things happen because you chose them. You made all those choices before you came here. So God will not intervene. Second, the reason why we think that bad things happen to good people is because, one, there's a lesson that you need to learn. Remember, God knows everything, right? And so if something bad is happening to you, God allowed that to happen. Before the devil can hurt you, right? Before Satan, before Lucifer, the devil, Illuminati entity, whatever name, fallen angels, whatever name you want to give it to these parasites, before they hurt you, God, the creator, the giver of life, the architect behind this entire universe knows. But why didn't God stop it? Why didn't God interfere? God didn't interfere because one, you chose this. Two, there's a lesson that you need to learn. You need to learn something. And until you have learned that thing will keep coming back. It's like the clock on the wall. It goes all the way from 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way back to 12. You're going to keep coming back, repeating the same cycle until you finally get it. And I know that once you start your spiritual journey, this is one of the questions that's gonna fuck your mind. I'm sorry to use that word, but I'm not using it in a bad way. It's that mind fuck. It will fuck with your brain. And why is God so loving? And mostly children. For me, it was kids. I'm like, how is God watching kids get molested? How is God watching, like, Middle East, right? The Middle East, they always fighting. They always fighting. And you hear 10,000 children, boom, they gone. So if you somebody that is starting your spiritual journey, you're going to start questioning, is God even real? Is God loving? How can you be so loving in children? Even our elderlies are being robbed and all of this. And I know you ask yourself, did the elderly man or the elderly woman chose to get this? It won't make sense to you, right? No. Maybe the elderly woman or the elderly man did not choose to get robbed. But there's a soul that chose to go to jail, that wanted to experience jail life, right? And so that soul will decide, okay, I wanna go to jail. I wanna know how it feels to rob an elderly woman. Remember, when you are a spirit, you don't know, you don't feel nothing. So you don't know. And you agree, okay, I'm gonna be the oldest soul that you're gonna rob. To every action, there's equal reaction. Nothing happens by accident. It's all going by design. But I know that you won't get it. It won't make sense to you. Even you watching this video today, it will not make sense to you until you get to that level of godness in you. When you get to that Christ within you, that church within you, when you activate that church building inside of you, what I'm telling you will make sense. And so that is why God, the universe, your ancestors do not interfere in our affairs. They don't. However, if you call on them, right? Again, you sign a contract to come here. So there's going to be times, occasions where they will come in and give you signs. You will pray to God, and then God will give you the sign. Hold on. God will give you the sign. That's what we call red flag, right? But we ignore that red flag, and God ain't going to intervene. You have to learn that lesson. If God intervened, how are you going to know? How are you going to learn? It's like a parent or a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a friend, and you have a friend, you like a nobler. This person needs to be on their own, learn to stand on their own 2 feet, but you're not letting them fall. They have to fall to learn to rise up, right? And so this is the reason why God doesn't interfere, and the reason why we think that bad things happen to good people. That is because sometimes to grow, to elevate the soul, to move higher in your consciousness, you have to learn something. And the moment you learn something, your soul moves up a little bit. You understand that? And so if God intervened, you wouldn't learn. That's the reason why. And 2, you chose this. You chose to experience everything that you're going through. Even if you didn't agree to do it, and you come here, you have a free will, and you use your free will to do it. Again, God is all-knowing. God knows everything. So sometimes you ask yourself, why is this happening? Why is that happening? It's because you need to learn something, okay? So this is why good things happen to bad people. Bad things happen to good people. That is because you have to learn something. There's something that you haven't learned. And most of the time, the things that happen to us that we think is bad, it's not always bad. Okay? You have to go through the darkness to come out and be like the star. You have to go through the darkness. And so darkness is not always bad, okay? One love. And hug yourself.